Welcome to The Real Estate Show. From buying to selling and everything in between. Rochester's home for everything real estate. And now, your hosts from the Anthony Butera team of Keller Williams Realty, Greater Rochester. It's Anthony Butera and Jason Mancuso.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to The Real Estate Show. Jason Mancuso, Anthony Butera here. Episode 16. And before we get started, so did you guys hear, was it Laurel?
What is
Yanni?
that? What is
Have
going
you heard
on?
this? You don't know this?
In a loop.
I actually, guys.
So here's what I did. I Googled it just because everybody was talking about it yesterday, and I have no idea what's going on. So
all right. Well, do you remember I'm going to have to find it so I can play it for you guys. But do you remember it was like blue dress, gold dress thing?
Oh, yeah.
Where there was a dress and some
like?
people were seeing blue, or some people were seeing white or gold, or some people were seeing...
I saw no dress. It was weird.
Yeah.
We were just naked.
That was a different site.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, so this it's basically it's like a sound, an audio file, and you play it, and either you hear the name Laurel or you hear the name Yanni. So some people hear Laurel, some people hear Yanni.
Okay.
So here, I'm going to try to pull it up for you.
What does it? Does it mean? I mean, is there meaning behind it?
Yes, there's meaning behind what you hear, but I want you guys to hear it first.
All right.
Let's see if I can pull it up. Okay. All right. Let's see if this is the right thing. This might be a news thing.
I hope it's not the right thing.
It's just hardcore pornography.
I hope it's just Johnny singing.
I think he was in town this week, wasn't he?
Yanni?
Does that have any? Is it?
This is some viral marketing by Yanni. Was he the flute player or something?
Was he?
Or no? Who am I thinking of?
Enya?
That played the French horn from Rochester.
Manjone?
So what do you hear?
Laurel.
I hear Laurel. How is that anywhere close to Yanni?
So what it is the person said Laurel, but then they also hid the name Yanni in it, or Yanni in it. But the Yanni is on a higher frequency, and the Laurel's on a lower frequency. And basically, if you're younger, you hear Yanni, because when you're older, you lose the higher frequencies.
Millennial thing.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but here's what the messed up part. I was hearing Yanni or Yanni. I was hearing it like a couple days ago.
Because you're what? 30?
I'm 12 years old.
How old are you?
I'm 30. I'm
All
30.
right.
But then the next day, I started hearing Laurel.
Oh man.
So I'm like
overnight.
Overnight. I'm like what's that movie, Jack, with Robin Williams, where he ages super fast?
Yeah.
Like my ears just like grew 7 years or something.
My question is why?
It's the internet. What do you?
But like, so what is there some deep rooted, like, what is, so aside from you're old, you hear Laurel, you're young, you hear Yanni?
Yeah.
That's it?
That's it.
But where the hell did this come from?
Oh, I don't know. Someone just threw it up on the internet.
I knew nothing about it.
bowels of the interweb, and all this is viral?
Yeah.
When he mentioned it, it made sense because I didn't understand. I have a buddy who's an interesting character, and he put up on Facebook, if you hear Laurel, meet me at Wegmans in an hour for an ass kicking. So I was like, what the hell is he talking about?
Well, that's the thing. I hear everybody, like, I listen to, sports talk radio or whatever in the car, and they're all talking about it. What the hell is going on? So I did a Google, and it's literally, all there, and all I could find was sound bites of, and it's going viral.
Yeah. I heard
it.
Lucifer.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I mean,
there's a small sect of the population that hears Lucifer.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is.
It's me, Trump, and
that's it.
Putin here.
just you three.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Those are the only ones.
Hey, Mark, leaders are leaders, buddy. What do you want from me?
I guess so.
That's a hell of a trio.
So you guys heard Laurel.
Yeah.
And so does that mean your friend gives you an ass kicking, or there's the
Okay. I guess I've got an ass kicking coming to Wegmans. I get one every time they print that receipt out, but apparently there's another one waiting for me.
I didn't hear Yanni at all. Not even
I thought
close.
at the beginning they threw it in there. Who knows? Who cares?
That's what I don't understand. How?
Well, what about
I'm about to go on, get off my lawn tangent guy, old man.
people
dude, you're in like picnic mode today too. like
Ready to go, man.
4th of July apparel came out early. The sun is out.
You got a sweatshirt on. It's
it's Lilac Festival season.
I know,
Yeah.
exactly. That's it.
Because every morning I wake up, I feel like it's still February for some reason. I don't know where the time went. And what's this other thing now is kids with these video of playing with slime.
Oh,
You haven't heard about
I haven't
that?
heard this one. No.
Apparently it's a huge thing. There's just videos of people playing with slime, and it's like the biggest.
It's like a fetish thing or something.
I've got to stop before I just.
Show that to my 3-year-old.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
So what did we want to talk about today? We want to talk kind of like to agents.
Yeah.
Well, first,
About-
we missed you guys last week. We were actually out being charitable.
Yeah, at the zoo. We were cleaning up Seneca Park Zoo.
Keller Williams has an annual day of giving back to the community that we live in.
Yeah.
Company-wide, and it's the biggest brokerage in the world.
Every office shuts down.
I don't even know how many offices, but there's,
175,000
Get to get in
agents.
get in the cages and
We did actually,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
So each office throughout the world shuts down business for the day, goes out and picks a spot in the community to go help out at. So ours locally here was the Seneca Park Zoo.
Yeah.
Our Canandaigua office had a different spot down there, but we went to the zoo, and it happened. It's random, but it happens to fall on the same United Way day of caring that a lot of corporations partake in here.
Yeah.
So there was other companies there too, but yeah, there was a bunch of people there cleaning up the zoo.
who got the rhino cage?
I was in the lion cage.
Yeah, Jason brushed a rhino's or a lion's teeth. He thought it was sedated.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, that was part of the cleaning.
Come here, serving the community.
Yeah, that's you got.
He brought a water pick. It was a pressure washer he brought from home. And the lion has no teeth
that.
now, so now he's safe to bring his
We
kids.
actually ended up spooning at the end.
That's how you do it.
But
That was funny.
The,
We
the
were
lion heard
picking-
Laurel.
Yeah. We were picking weeds off the lion den, and I don't know, I found that funny. It's like, isn't that their natural habitat? Just a bunch
Yeah.
of
No,
weeds.
no, they like good, nice landscaping.
Yeah,
Okay?
they like
Yeah.
they like Berber. I brought Berber and they wouldn't let me put that down. Actually, I was supposed to build a shelter, and I was so pumped because Construction Anthony was going to come out of retirement, and
Thank God.
I noticed when I went down to my basement that all of my tools have been taken by by family and friends or whatever. I realized all my tools are gone, and
Good for being nice.
I was still so excited that I went to Home Depot that morning and I spent hundreds of dollars on tools because we were building this shelter to cover this statue that apparently gets real hot and the kids are melting their hands on it at the zoo. So we were building this this shelter with a roof line and just a pitched roof to cast a shadow on this statue so the kids' hands can stop melting.
They had to pick which liability to run with. Kids'
Did you
hands
have to build
melting,
it?
or you built
No,
the shelter?
no, they canceled it last minute on us. They said the materials didn't come in. I would have bought the materials. I was looking forward to doing it, but no, it got canceled. So then there we go, picking weeds and finding interesting things.
Well, at least you got some more tools to give out to family and friends.
Oh, there
You
was
know?
there was plenty of tools there.
Not to be corny, but it feels good to give back to the community for a day. you know?
Absolutely.
Just for a day, though.
Zoo's nice. The zoo's nice, and I haven't been there in a while. It's nice.
Yeah, and they're gonna redo the.
They're expanding
got a good
again.
zoo.
They're gonna
I was
redo
told.
the big building in front, where they keep like the chimpanzees and stuff.
Yeah.
They're gonna redo that whole building.
I think we got a good zoo. I was in Florida a few weeks ago. We went to the zoo there, and it sucked compared to ours.
Really? What zoo is it?
Naples, Florida.
Oh, okay.
I think it'd be pretty high end, but
Yeah.
it's just kind of.
I think like the
Bunch of
Tampa
trees.
Zoo's big out there.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
I remember a friend went to a zoo that was out of state, and they had a house cat. Just had a cat.
That was the zoo?
that was one of the animals at the zoo.
main
They
display.
they just had a house cat.
Let's see, whiskers.
It's a heavy petting zoo.
Yeah. So, what did we want to talk about? Marketing as an agent, or
Yeah, I think we were discussing, just talking. A lot of our listeners, it turns out, they are real estate agents, and I listen to podcasts. Jason listens to them. We listen, and we're constantly learning and failing forward. But you find the success and the failures, right? If you're doing everything perfect, there's nothing to learn. So, I think this is going to speak to agents in the business that are either new, they've been in the business and haven't adjusted, adapted. Maybe they've left their business a little vulnerable compared to how fast the business is changing due to technology. But, also to people getting into the business and what's most important and what they could anticipate, because I feel like the real estate market, whether you're a consumer or a real estate agent, has changed more in the last 5 years than it did the 30 years prior.
For sure.
It's changed so fast. And we're constantly trying to stay ahead of things, right? And this is why I don't sleep at night, because I'm up watching. And
Well, it's a battle to try to figure out, okay, what's next?
Yeah.
Trying to stay 5 steps ahead of it is nearly impossible. But yeah, I mean, it's to be ahead of what the next trend is.
Yeah.
You'll have a leg up on the competition, so to speak. So.
Yeah, and just technology, watching what that's doing to real estate. A big eye opener for me this year is, as I talk and, I work with agents here and I coach and consult them and I help them business plan. I help them form teams if that's what they want, or at least go through the process of what that might look like. And what's amazing to me is that your bread and butter was always your database, right? And back in the day, that looked like a Rolodex, and those were the names of past clients, and you'd follow up
Right.
annually, or maybe more often than that, and you had your mailer list because you'd send out your letters and postcards, and don't get me wrong, that stuff still exists. I don't think it's as effective as it once was, but again, I think that you have to kind of be versatile, and you have to kind of be dabbling into a little bit of everything,
Kind of like does it make sense to say you got to be a chameleon?
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt about it. Yeah, no doubt about it, and not
Wear
from
so
not
many
from an
figure-
ingenuine place, but just being able to adapt so fast.
Right. I mean, you just have to wear so many hats. I mean, let's break it down to the basics. I've been in about 6 years, and when you first get in, it's just like, okay, now I need to make money. So you're really not,
Yeah.
At least for me, I wasn't focused, didn't really have a game plan, and my motto for probably the first 3 to 4 years was, don't even talk to me, I'm just pedal to the metal, and I'm doing it, showing houses, selling houses, just go. No game plan at all. When you take a step back, what you have to realize, if you're getting into this business, you're going to be a realtor, you're going to be a real estate agent, whatever you want to call it. You work for a brokerage, most likely. Most people aren't going off and just setting up their own shop on day one, or even, ever for that matter. So you work within this company, whether it's a big company like Keller Williams, a small mom and pop shop local in town, either way. You are your own business owner within another business. But you have to treat this as you own a business now. And what are you going to do to make that successful? What are you going to do to keep the lights on, so to speak?
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like a lot of new agents starting out, that doesn't click right away. And or, it's a part-time thing and you've got your primary job and this is just for some supplemental thing. You pick it up as a hobby and sell a few homes here or there. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Some supplemental income. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're doing it full-time, you have to make money, I would think.
Well,
if this is your career.
And, we could talk about making money. We have to be self-aware of the area that we're selling real estate in, right?
Right.
I know we've got a ton of listeners in San Diego and Vegas and Miami, but we're in Rochester, New York. Our average sales price is $140,000. It's actually gone up a few grand over the last few years.
Right.
So in order to, and again, this is going back to what your big why is, right? So if you want to make enough to support your life and you want to really have freedom and time, and you want to find a way to make $50,000, $60,000 and still have plenty of time with your family and do what you want to do, God bless you. I'm envious. Sometimes I wish I was wired like that, but for me, I always have to be chasing something, and that's just, what's the next thing, and that's what Jason and I were always brainstorming and always continuing to learn, which we never, I feel like I've learned more in the last 2 years than I did the first 4 combined. And the first 4, like most real estate agents, they are very employee minded. They so soon forget that they own a business, right? And if your activities don't support your business, I mean, relate it to owning a diner, and like the close sign is always up. If you're not active in your business, then like anything else, the results are going to be based on your activities.
Well, and then it's getting to a finer tuned level too of, are you profitable enough?
Yeah.
Are you okay? You're paying your bills, or commissions are coming in, you're making money, but what happens with a lot of agents is they close out the year and see their gross income, and it's whatever, 50, 60,000, and they didn't account for tax season coming up in a few months.
Yep.
And now they go to meet with their accountant, file, and oh my God, I owe $15,000 that I don't have saved. And that's where it's like, okay, sometimes reality sinks in a very negative, unfortunate way.
Yeah.
But, these are the things that, make this a true, like, you are a business owner. People, and the public perception doesn't lead to that either. It's just like, you're a realtor, show me a house, sell me a house. But we're all business owners in this, and you have to treat it that way.
Yeah.
And however, big, so to speak, you want to get from there depends on each individual. There's no right or wrong answer or strategy, but at the end of the day, if you're not profitable, then why are you doing it?
Yeah. What's your big why? I mean,
Right.
you let us know what that is, and we can coach and train around it. Where do you want to get to? What's success look like for you?
Yep.
Success looks very different to everybody. Today, because of social media, for the first time, agents are able to do business without even having a database, because
Right.
Facebook has become their database. But it's just not refined enough, because Facebook's not spitting people's addresses out. It's not necessarily spitting their email addresses out in most cases. I mean, yeah, I get it. You could probably private message somebody, but
Right.
if you private message me, it could be 3 months before I get back to you, just because there's too many notifications now.
Well, and everybody in your network on Facebook is getting hit by
Yeah.
15 other realtors too, probably.
Of course, and everyone
kind of
has
watered
2,000
down.
friends, right?
Yeah.
So it's just it's doing a little bit of everything. We're sitting here right now. I mean, there's 10,000 things that you and I have to accomplish today. But we're in here right now, and we're doing this because we know that it's another part of the business. We see where the industry is going,
Right.
and podcast, vlogging, all of this stuff. It's just this is where it's heading.
Keeping up with the times. Yeah.
Keeping up with the times, and a lot of new agents. I'm in conversations with them all the time, and the perception of the business is it's the furthest from the truth in most cases. Now, I can tell when I first talking to somebody, like, I think they might crush it, or they just want a title. Mm-hmm. They don't necessarily have to make money, but
Show a
when
couple
someone
houses
asks,
to their friends.
yeah, when someone asks them what they do for a living, it gives them a title, a real estate agent.
Yeah.
Because we got to remember, there's about almost 3,000 real estate agents in Rochester, and it's the same 100 that are selling 90% of the properties every year. When you look at the numbers, and how do you get to that top 100? It's not as hard as you think. It's systems and models, and there's a lot of broken systems and models, and there's no models at all. When I'm talking to agents, whether they've been in the business or brand new, it's amazing to me, like, there's never nothing to do. Like, their big kickback is, well, I don't have anything going on. What would you want me to do? My God, this is the opportunity.
Right.
Add 5 people a day to your database. Make some phone calls. Do some handwritten letters. Do what you have to do at the end of the day. Like, if I started today, and I can go back to when I started. I mean, I was possessed. I did what I had to do. I was working out of fear. I was motivated by fear only.
Yeah.
And it's not healthy, but it was effective. And you know what? Early on, I mean, to be honest with you, I wasn't thinking about getting to where we are today. I was thinking about how to stay in the game, and that's
Right.
where you were too.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I just wanted to buy more time to stay in the game. And I remember there was one point where, the rule of thumb was save to pay your bills for 6 months if you're thinking of jumping in full time. And It was pretty damn close to that, because by the time I actually sold something and the money started coming in,
Right.
it was just about being able to continue to pay the bills, and I just wanted to stay in the game. So, I mean, listen, like I tell any agent, if you're hungry enough, show me. Yeah. Because when we look at who the first people are in the office and the last ones to leave, I don't think it's just a coincidence that they're also the top agents in the office. You know what I mean?
Well, and just the excuse of there's never enough time.
Yeah.
Depending on where you're at in your business and
if you really want to offend me,
yeah.
if you really want to offend me, tell me that you don't have enough time.
Right.
To me, it's like it blows my mind, because we're coasting on fumes. We're working 24/7 to get things done, and that's what it takes. It's like any other business, but agents forget that. And when you start realizing, like Jason was saying, you're a business owner. When you put your name on something and you have to face yourself, you have to look at yourself in the mirror, and when you're failing, there's no one to point their finger at. It's you. Right. And could you be affiliated with a brokerage that's not supporting your business? Yeah, but if you wanted it bad enough,
right.
You could be in the worst environment on the planet and still find a way. If you dropped me off into a strange city today, I would probably linger around the nicest bar restaurant and order waters until I met the right people and got connected with others and tapped into their networks. If you don't have a network, form a network.
Yeah. Well,
create a network.
So down to basics, right? I mean, what's step one? Or concept one is, you have to start with this sphere of influence concept and being able to serve that and grow that. If you can't do that, then there's really, you're missing the point as far as going out and chasing, a bunch of people that you haven't met yet and trying to, build relationships and serve those clients. If you've got to be. This is extremely corny of an analogy, but I always tell new agents that your job is, because for us, real estate's always top of mind, right? So let's take you, Mark. You're not thinking of real estate. Mm-hmm. Our job for you is that to treat you like, your brain is a file cabinet, and within it there's a folder for real estate deep in drawer number 3 that's in the back. And
I would say his brain would be more like an accordion type.
Fair enough.
All right.
So very rarely do you open that drawer and go way back and open the real estate folder, just because you're not entrenched in it. You have other things going on in life. It's not your thought process. So our job as realtors is to make sure that we're that guy that when you open that folder, you see the Anthony Butera team. Mm-hmm. And so when you're out and about and then real estate comes up in a conversation, or you have a need with your family or a question, perfect, Anthony, got a call. Mm-hmm. That's your job.
Yeah.
And you start by trying to accomplish that with the people that you know. So like your sphere of influence is, if you were getting married, who's on your wedding list. Those are the main people that you start with.
Yeah.
So whether that's 50 people, 100 people, 200 people, you need to make sure that all of those people know that you are their realtor.
And their data exists somewhere. You need
right.
to, I don't care if it's in Excel, Google, Google Contacts, whatever your comfort zone is. I don't care. You can import and export out of any of those platforms, right. But you have to have a database.
Right.
It is the absolute foundation of a business. If you don't have one, don't get me wrong. You could get by because of social media, but congratulations. I'm telling you, you hit your ceiling.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be able to survive off of social media. And the people that are crazy enough to put a post out there who instantly regret it, hey, we're selling the house. Anybody know a good real estate agent? Next thing you know, all of their friends are tagging their friends that are in real estate, and now these people are getting private messages from 150 strangers that are going, hey, love the opportunity to work with you. I sold a house right down the street. You know what I mean? It's just like they're getting pitched hard. And
well, in case in point, in that, okay, all these people that are tagging their realtor friends, that's when
You want to be that realtor friend.
You want to be
Yeah.
that guy that has a friend that whether it's
Yeah.
coming up in a conversation in a social setting or whatever it might be, and
And when your
you
name
have
comes up
them-
multiple times, that's like that's you've got clout.
You've got to create essentially an army of advocates for you.
Yeah.
What you got to do is you got to make multiple Facebook accounts. Anytime somebody posts something, you tag yourself in it.
It's also a great idea.
You know, create that clout.
But artificial intelligence of just getting notified every time
Yeah.
someone's talking real estate, that's got to be available.
Multiple
We'll look into
Facebook
it.
accounts for other
I'm
reasons.
going to talk to Putin.
Well, there's a bunch of topics that we can hit with when it comes to agents and marketing yourself. Do you want to do one next week? And
Yeah, I think
do
properly
that.
marketing yourself. Yeah, why don't we
Okay.
do that?
all right, cool. So next week we'll do that, and you can check out AnthonyButerraTeam.com. And we got the real estate show tab there with all the links to SoundCloud, YouTube, subscribe on iTunes, all that good stuff.
Laurel.
And, yeah,
Laurel,
Laurel, your Laurel people.
listen, Laurel, and guys, the weather shifted. It is time to sell your house. We are getting, we'll probably have, 15 listings coming out in the next 10 days. Right now is the time. Do not wait. If you have the ability to do it right now, do not wait till July. It's going to simmer down a little bit. Once 4th of July weekend happens, everybody's like back into already thinking about back to school and where the kids are going, and we can't disrupt that because God forbid Jimmy gets a B and gym or whatever some of these classes now I'm hearing about.
The classes nowadays.
Yeah.
I like
Get off my lawn. I love being that guy.
All right, so now's the time to sell. Don't wait.
Yeah, do not wait right now. Listen, I get it. Everyone waited for the weather to break. The weather broke. So if your yard looks like shit and your landscaping looks like shit, that shit's on you.
Right.
So get your shit together and reach out to us.
Tough love.
Yeah, not tough love, just toughness. I don't know. My job's not to love you or to fall in love with you. My job's to sell your house, and we do a pretty good job at that. So reach out to us. Thank you guys for listening. Excited. Episode 16 was today, right? All right. Next week.
All right, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to The Real Estate Show. Find us on Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube. If you're looking to sell or buy, talk to the Anthony Butera team of Keller Williams Realty, Greater Rochester. Visit AnthonyButerraTeam.com.